We are in Arborea area now, and it is a specific case study for the project NPP-SOL. And specifically, we are in the so-called Magnani site. Magnani is just the name of the farmer or the owner who hosted us for building this bioreactor here. And the bioreactor we are speaking about is working practically. Firstly, it is fed by the water coming from a drainage system, which was specifically installed into this site and in 3 other sites just to collect water coming from the surface, irrigation water or rainwater, with dissolved nutrients, which we want to catch from this water and to treat by using the bioreactors. So the drainage system is taking this water, which is enriched in nutrients. This water comes to the bioreactor, enter into the bioreactor, and this water is treated and is released again at the outlet and discharged to the channel, to the open channel, which is just close to the bioreactor. This is really very surprising and very high performance, just because it is, for example, today it is treating more or less 200 cubic meters per day, and the concentration at the inlet is in general more or less 200, 300, about 200, 300 milligrams per liter, so it's very high. And at the outlet, we can even find a concentration which is completely zeroed. Mm-hmm. So we don't want that. Of course, it is too much effective. So we can reduce, let's say, this the bioreactor effectiveness by changing the hydraulic gradient of the bioreactor, and thus by changing the residence time, the travel time of the water through the bioreactor. Even if it is not really, as you can see, it is not really impacting the field in terms of surface used, of the land use, let's say. It may be really very very effective in treating the water. The bioreactor is completely filled with simply by using wood chip. Wood chip is simply a carbon source for, not simply, but it's a carbon source, mainly the carbon source for the bacteria, the denitrifying bacteria, which are now, they are immediately consuming the dissolved oxygen in the water, and thus they are starting to attack the nitrates, and which is thus reduced to molecular nitrogen, which is gas nitrogen, which is normally present into the atmosphere. So this is the story. Of course, they're very important for bioreactors the control structures. That is the structures we have here at the inlet and outlet for controlling the hydraulic gradient and thus the travel time of the water through the bioreactor. So we are going to take some sample with Pfizer and with Shaukat, and these samples will be analyzed for several parameters. Firstly, of course, nitrogen, ammonium, and so on, all the forms of the nitrogen we can find inside, but also several other parameters, for example, the dissolved organic carbon, which is a very important parameter, another indicator of bioreactor effectiveness. And these samples, this analysis will be mostly used to validate, I would say, the results we are already obtaining automatically by using some multi-parametric probes which are installed at both the inlet and outlet of the bioreactor. This is,
Okay.
as I said, this is just one of the 4 we have. Another important point is that these bioreactors were designed for working in 2 different ways, alternative ways, I would say. That is, the bioreactor may collect and treat water coming from the fields, so from the drainage system, which was installed in the field, and in all anytime there is some intense rain or some very important irrigation application, so that the drainage, this water is coming uh, fastly to the groundwater, and as it is activating the drainage system, um, which is thus drawing this water to the bioreactor. Otherwise, in other periods when the drainage system is not working at all, we can treat the water into the channel. The water into the channel and into the open channel is, as always, a baseline concentration, which is not less than 200 to 250 milligrams per liter, which is still very high. So this is why the bioreactor may practically work for the whole year, every day, by treating at least 150 to 200 cubic meters per day, and thus by removing very high amount of nitrates from the groundwater and also surface water.
Okay. Thank you very much.